welcome to Live at 5 on Tuesday, September the 27th, with a very special guest today.
Michael Amendola from DRUNK SHAKESPEARE.
Right, there is a lot of news, so I'm going to just whip through it as quickly as humanly possible.
But it's important news, so we might need to pause and savor.
News. Okay, a lot of it involving the St. James Theatre. Disney Theatricals have now confirmed that Frozen will be going to St. James Theatre, which we sort of already knew.
But I knew it. But it's okay, it's confirmed, and it has a director.
Has a director, Michael Grandage, and set and costume designer, and Christopher Oram, who's a long-time collaborator of Michael
Tony
Grandage's.
winner.
Yeah, they both are.
Yeah.
So that's all very exciting. So that started this morning. Now, also going to St. James Theatre before that, Something Rotten's closing there at January 1st. This is incredible news. Kevin Kline is coming back to Broadway this season in Noel Coward's Present Laughter. Now, I'm not familiar with the play, are you?
A little bit. I've seen it before. Good stuff, comedy.
We haven't seen him on Broadway since 2007. I've never seen him on stage.
I have, in many things, actually.
So excited about this. It will open on April the 4th, and look, can't wait. Cannot wait. All right. This all feeds into the Tony Awards.
But you didn't pronounce the director's name.
No, because I'm too scared. You go. Go for it.
Well, this is the director who did
Hand to God.
Hand to God.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
Tony
say
nominated.
His name is Moritz von Stubennickel. That's going to be we can work on that. Okay, moving on.
All right. Tonys will take place on June the 11th.
Mark your calendar.
Cut-off point for all Broadway shows to open is April the 27th.
Meaning that they're eligible if they open by then. They can open after.
Yeah, nominations will be announced on May the 2nd.
Mark your calendars.
Yeah, mark your calendars, everybody. Okay, I mean, this is the day of tricky things to pronounce.
Suzatska.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It was a movie.
A new musical. I didn't know that. A new musical by Craig Lucas, Richard Marby Jr., and David Shire. Directed by Adrian Noble. That's going to open in the spring in Toronto and is eyeing a full Broadway bow next year, headlined by Victoria Clark and all sorts of others. We're currently writing. That will be up in a few minutes. Very exciting.
It's a real all-star creative team.
Off-Broadway, Taylor Louderman, Alex Weiss, and more have boarded the premiere of Brooke Maxwell's Ride the Cyclone musical for MCC. Should be interesting.
New musical.
We love a new musical.
Off-Broadway, that's always exciting.
Always exciting. Speaking of musicals, In the Heights.
Yeah, this is big news. I don't know why it's so low on this list, because it
so
happened earlier today.
Yeah.
In the Heights is going to start production. The movie In the Heights is going to start production in the spring. And Lin-Manuel Miranda, who I think we know right now, wrote and won a Tony for it and starred in it, wants to maybe make an appearance in it, but won't be playing the Snobby. So who will be playing the Snobby? That's the question.
Who will be? We have no casting yet.
Yes. So that's really exciting.
That's interesting. Fences trailer is out. That is out on Christmas Day and looks like Oscar
Denzel
bait
Washington,
to me.
Viola Davis.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome is the word. Okay, odds and ends today. Fun Josh Groban in his fat suit for Pierre. That was hysterical. Fun little video of Kristen. Adina says she might be doing a straight play. So we shall see. We shall see about that. We're keeping our eye on that. Christian Chenoweth is on the Today Show. There are some fun shots of all the Grisabellas last night.
That's right. Well, past, present, and future, right?
So Betty Buckley, Leona Lewis, and Mamie
Paris
were all in the shots. That was fun.
Yep.
Cicely Tyson had a very swanky gala in her honour last night.
She looked
shots
great.
on the site.
Beautiful.
Will and Grace reunion. I don't know if you saw it. Very fun. All those Broadway Allens.
Yes. They've all been on Broadway now.
Yeah, they have.
Awesome.
Okay, Blue Skies episode 6 is up today. Building Broadway, I think, will be up in a bit.
I'm not sure if it is.
Oh, maybe not.
But maybe it is.
We'll see.
We don't know. It could be, but that's a good one too.
And there is a one-on-one. Ryan Gilbert interviewed Danny Kornfeld from the Rent Tour.
The Rent Tour.
So that was a lot of news.
That was a lot.
I'm going to go and check everything's up on the site. A lot of big news suddenly breaking. Bye.
Bye. Here comes. Oh my gosh, I don't have any clapping. Michael Amendola from DRUNK SHAKESPEARE. Everybody clap. I don't have my devices over there.
I have no shame. I'll clap for myself. Hello, Beth. Hi, America.
Thank you for bringing a drink.
Yes.
Pure vodka.
Everclear, actually.
Yeah,
Moonshine.
Everclear. That's some serious
No,
stuff.
I mean, I didn't want to have any spoilers on the show. We're keeping it sober for now.
All right. I'm gonna be clear and straight. Not Everclear, just clear. We brought our. It's a little late, but we brought our Our sound
Oh,
machine. Yes, high tech here.
Yeah.
I've never seen Drunk Shakespeare, but I'm intrigued.
As well you should be. Yes. Do you have questions for me?
I do.
Because they always do.
What the hell is Drunk Shakespeare?
Okay.
No, I know what it is. I do my research, but tell me, in your words, what is Drunk Shakespeare?
There's a lot of metaphors that you could use to describe it. I would say for like a contemporary audience to understand it, it's as if 5 clowns took over William Shakespeare's Twitter account and just drunk live tweeted for an hour and a half. That's one way to do it.
Oh,
it's like a commedia. You had a Shakespeare troupe, but only commedia dell'arte actors did so. But
I love your highbrow
one of them,
explanation.
I mean,
Hello,
yeah, that's sort of the dichotomy that exists here.
So, is there actual drinking involved?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
There is one.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
And you're doing the Scottish play, is that
We are,
correct?
yeah.
We'll call it the Scottish play because we're in a video studio. And we just want to be safe. So, how much drinking? Let's just walk me through the drinking.
Okay.
What are we drinking? How much are we drinking? How often are we drinking?
Drunk Shakespeare Society members' choice of what type of alcohol. Some people mix it up. We've had some people do is it called a speed rack, which is actually 5 different types. That is only for those that have done at least 300 shows.
Which you have.
I have, yeah. I have 360,
So that's like a suicide rack.
370.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
You just have a different shot of different
You have like
alcohol?
5 different ones. So you got your gin, you got your vodka, you got your whiskey, you got your Fireball
This
whiskey.
doesn't sound healthy.
Well, I mean, this is not for the faint of heart, the speed rack. Most go with like their go-to. We have the tequila drinkers, we have the whiskey drinkers.
What are you?
I am straight whiskey, bourbon, bullet bourbon for sure.
We're like soulmates.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have your bourbon.
Right.
Do you drink before the show?
So at the beginning of each show, we do toast to the audience. So you actually see the progression of the actor throughout the play. So you start off with 4 shots, and we have one audience member that will also drink with the drunk actor because you got to know it's legit.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's not iced tea, is what you're saying.
That is correct, yes. And so we also have a royalty that is involved because what good is a Shakespeare play without a king and queen?
True.
So we auction that off, and they then have the power to stop the play, give the drunk actor challenges, and decide whether or not they need to drink again.
Okay.
Everyone
That's a
following
lot.
me?
You
There's
guys,
a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And then you perform the Scottish play, Macbeth. I'm just going to say it, Macbeth. If
Macbeth.
the ceiling falls in, now you know why. And then, to the best of your ability, are there certain tricks to being a little inebriated or a lot inebriated and doing Shakespeare?
Well, I mean, I think you need to not be scared of it. Now, our interpretation of Macbeth may not be what most people's experience with the play has been. We're not afraid to...
Are you improvising or is there a script?
There's both. So
Okay.
there are bits that have developed over time, like Lotsies, that we have proven to work, and we can bring these back, but it really depends on who's the cast that night, what the audience is, and like how much improv we feel like doing. There's some nights where like half the show is improvised on the spot, and there's others where like we are interacting with the audience and they kind of dictate what we want to do with it. Also, like every single actor in their track has sort of developed their character. So it's like when they cast, they don't really cast to the part necessarily. They cast.
Did you rehearse sober?
Yeah, which is
Must have been really
amazing.
different.
Well, because your first drunk show is the most amazing experience because your cast members don't know what kind of drunk you are. You have no idea.
I'm a sleepy drunk. I'm just going to point that out. I'm a sleepy drunk. So that would be a very short check.
You'd be horrible in the show.
That would be terrible.
Yeah.
But I could play like Duncan.
Yes, well, they
He's
die
gone.
very
He's
early
gone.
on in the play. Yeah.
But what kind of drunk are you? Are you a boisterous drunk?
I would
or-
definitely say I'm boisterous. I am giggly. I'm a giggly drunk, which works out well.
Sounds like fun.
So there was a week, but it also depends on what your life's doing, right? So like sometimes we'll have people that like are going through a breakup or something. We're like, they
Maybe
maybe
drunk.
want to be drunk. It's like maybe you should like wait a
Screaming,
week or
throwing
two.
things drunk.
Yeah, which can also be entertaining in its own right. through
is
the
a tragedy
context.
after all.
Yeah, it's highbrow stuff.
Highbrow.
So, mhm.
Okay. So how many days a week are you going through this? How many days a week is your body dealing with this?
Well, you are only the drunk actor maximum once per week, unless you're sincerely advantageous. But we do have double shows, and when we do double shows, it is the same drunk actor for both shows back to back. So if you go to Drunk Shakespeare on a Friday night or Saturday night, you are seeing a true journey through it. So
Wow,
by
you can trash Shakespeare.
midnight, you are seeing like.
Walk me through your ride home.
So we get free Uber, which is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Gatorade, available all the time.
Okay.
I liked, when I am the drunk actor, I like to drunk live tweet my Uber rides home.
So only one actor's drunk.
Yes, because
it's
otherwise
not 5 drunk
won't be around.
people like spewing, Shakespearean verse at you. That would be really, icky. That would be icky. You could just go to a bar for
in
that.
a bad way. Yeah.
I mean, some weird theme bar for that.
Right, and some people have to uphold the integrity of the show. So we actually
I love how integrity was in quotes.
I don't know what you're talking about, but we have actual Shakespeare. Like there are classically trained actors there. Some come from
these are
improv.
real people that know what they're doing.
And so yeah, we gotta bounce off all of them. But the drunk actor is the one who gives out other challenges to the actor. They're the one that is under the influence of divine inspiration, and they are the basic choreographer of the entire show each and every night, which is great because it's always a different show. We get people we need to develop punch cards because some people come back and back and back and back, and we're always
the audience is drinking too, right?
Oh yes, I mean the more you drink, the more talented we appear for sure.
That's like magical. So we have questions from our viewers.
Oh no.
Scott wants to know your drink of choice, but you already said it's bourbon.
Bullet bourbon.
Bullet bourbon, good choice. And Billy says, would you like to star in a new original musical for Broadway?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. But would you like to do that sober or?
I mean, at this point, I've already 360 shows in this style, and I think I'm really going somewhere with it.
Yeah.
But we already have a Hamilton parody in the show that appears sometimes, and we're getting some ideas for that. But maybe.
Is this inspiration coming sober? I'm just gonna keep on asking this question.
Well, it's a mix.
It's a mix. Whatever happens, happens.
It's a mix. Mm-hmm.
Scott wants to know if your liver is equity. That's a good question. And if so, does it appeal to the union as an unsafe work environment?
It's true. We actually have a cot just for my liver. We put it in. It gets free shoes one time a year. And to get what are the other perks? I'm not equity. We're not equity, but I've actually been putting off going to equity just because I like doing this show for right now.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
But yes, there's an equity cot. If that's
there's
a real
an equity
question.
liver available.
Yeah,
if you need to borrow one.
We're auctioning it off to the next actor that gets fired.
Talia wants to know what your dream role is.
Shakespeare. I want to play Iago, for sure, or Lady Macbeth.
You like the bad guys.
Yeah. Well,
the complicated villains.
I'd say it's more complicated than a bad guy.
Could you play Lady Macbeth in Drunk Shakespeare?
It's happened. We've done a lot of cross-gender, cross everything. Cross the universe in this show.
Do people? I'm going to ask an icky question. I'm just warning you. Do people get sick?
Sick, throw up, vomit during the show.
I
The actors
have
no, you didn't, but I've said them for you. There have been a couple of times where there's been fun surprises and challenges, and that's all part of the show. Anything can happen. But as far as actors go, it hasn't happened in over 2 years, so there's nothing.
You guys don't go out for a drink after the show, do you?
We really like to go after a cold pressed juice or maybe some Bikram yoga, sweat all that out immediately after.
Tell me about your hangover cures.
Well, they don't have a lot of breakfast. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, so breakfast tacos are my go-to.
After drinking?
Yeah, before, after, hangover.
I'm getting nodding. Okay.
Are you not familiar with breakfast
I'm not.
tacos? I could talk about this for the rest of the interview if we needed to.
I mean, if you could, feel free.
Okay, well, it's basically breakfast and a taco, but it's really good.
Perfect.
When Texans are watching, they know what I'm talking about. We have a little arsenal also in the dressing room, of the B vitamins of everything going into it. We set the schedule in advance.
No prairie oysters. Right?
No. I was thinking of Blue Mountain oysters. Those are different, right? Is that a different thing?
Totally different ones from Cabaret. Okay, we're going to move on.
Cool.
Someone else has a question. Someone says, Alec has a question. Have you seen Something Rotten, which also parodies Shakespeare?
I have seen Something Rotten. I really enjoyed it. John Cariani. I should
Classic
know
Cariani.
Yeah, I love him. One of the first scenes, when I really decided I wanted to get into theater, I was doing a scene from Almost Maine. And
which John wrote.
Yes, which he wrote. And I had no idea that he even acted. And so I actually got to meet him after Something Rotten. It was kind of a little dream of mine. Because I was in high school, I did a scene from that. I did like it. It was a little too sober for me, but there was a lot of.
Do you judge shows when are you that's just too sober?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I mean, we have tenets of the show, and it is outrageous, drunk, professional. So we try to keep a steady balance of all of them. we want you to be impressed. We want there to be, like, this is the most, I will say, this is the most diverse audience of any Broadway show or off-Broadway show. Like, we have people that have never seen a play before. We have people that come from Stratford upon Avon to come see, like, how we do it. Yeah, do Shakespeare stuff. And, like, people come from all different backgrounds to see the show. So we like to have a little bit for everybody. You know, and that's what Shakespeare was originally, is like you had your groundlings who were slinging ale, and then we had, you know, people looking down upon the actors, which they still continue to do, and it's a great
Absolutely. Thing. Someone else, Katie, has asked, have you ever had any bad experiences with the audience response or ideas? That's a good question.
Yeah, we've had some really interesting responses from the audience, and like, after this, I would say that, you know, you become a crowd wrangler second to acting in the show. Because there's, you know, it's like a mix of a stand-up comedy kind of vibe and also like the Globe Theater lives somewhere in between there. So we get hecklers and we got to figure out, all right, who, like, can we like heckle back, and are they going to get surly? Are they going to go with it? So yeah, it's interesting. But then we also get like amazing audience responses that end up like taking over the show, which is kind of great.
You guys, you have to go see Drunk Shakespeare. I am convinced that this is something I need to see. Yes. I feel like we should be cheers. Like, I feel like I should have brought a drink, but I didn't even think about it. So we'll
cheers.
We'll hug, because we're besties now. You guys, go see Michael Amendola in Drunk Shakespeare. He's so drunk.
This was actually at Berkeley.
Tell the people where to see it.
43rd and 8th, second floor, the lounge.
Careful on those stairs, people. Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow, guys.